The Mark of the Beast Explained, a biblical study from the Seventh-day Adventist perspective. Revelation 8 is one of the most misunderstood chapters in the Bible. Throughout history, many people have received the Mark of the Beast. It's a microchip, a vaccine, a barcode, a QR code, or some new technology. But before accepting interpretations, we must ask one question. Does the Bible itself explain the mark of the beast? The answer is yes. Or never intend prophecy to be solved by speculations. The Bible interprets its own symbols. Key verse, Revelation 13, 16-17. The first rule of Bible prophecy. Beast equal to kingdom, Daniel 7:23. Water, peoples, Revelation 17:15. Women, God's church, Jeremiah 6:2. The beast of Revelation 13 is actually a combination of the beast in Daniel 7. Daniel saw lion, bear, leopard, terrible beast. John sees one beast that possesses characteristics of all four. This tells us Revelation continues Daniel's prophecy. Who is the beast? Revelation. The first beast of Revelation 13 represents the same religious political power as the later one in the book of Daniel 7. John describes a power that rises from the sea, receives power from the dragon, rules for 42 months, seek, blasphemes, persecute God's people. Later, receive the blows, later recovers. Adventists identify the beast with a medieval power system as a prophetic power, not individual characters. What does mark mean? The Bible uses the language of marks in symbolically. God has a people who receive a seed, Revelation 7, Revelation 14. The beast has followers who receive its mark, Revelation 13. The mark represents loyalty, ownership, and allegiance. It is not described in Revelation as a tattoo, barcode, implanted microchip, or QR code. The issue is worship and obedience. Changing time and loss. Daniel 7:25 predict that the later on could seem to change time and law. Adventists understand this to fail, especially God's law, including the Sabbath commandments. Historically, many church documents acknowledge that Sunday observance developed through church practice rather than an expert biblical command. This illustration of prophetic issue of human authority versus divine authority. The second beast, Revelation 13, introduces another beast. Historic Adventists identify the second beast with the United States. Reasons include its rise after the first beast's decline. It comes from a relative sparsely populated area. It begins with limelight characteristics, religious and civil liberty. Later, it speaks like a dragon and supports enforcement of law, false worship. Adventists teach that this power will eventually encourage worship of the first beast by influencing civil authority. What is the image of the beast? An image in this likeness. The image of the beast refers in the Ezekiel teaching to a system that resembles the medieval union of church and states. When religious bodies use civil power to enforce religious practice, they form an image of the original, buying and selling. Revelation 13, 16-17 says those who refuse the mark will face restriction on buying and selling. Adventists understand this as literal economic pressure connected with religious loyalty. This is viewed as part of the final crisis before Christ returns. Death decree. Revelation 13 also speaks of a decree against those who refuse false worship. This parallels Daniel 3, the image of God. Daniel sees the lion's death and the experience of faithful believers throughout history. God protects and strengthens his faithful people through these trials. Who receive the mark? According to SDA teaching, the mark is received only when a person acknowledges human authority over God's authority after receiving sufficient light. God bless you. Like and subscribe for more.